Hi and hello, I am Athena Pondian here. Welcome to the Anatomy for the Biomedical Engineers classroom once again. Today we are going to see the next topic of the excretory system, that is structure of nephron. So what is the structure of the nephron and what is the parts of the nephron, everything we are going to discuss now. Come, let me start the class now. Structure of a nephron. Of course, nephron is nothing but it is the structural and functional unit of the kidney. So because of presence of this nephron only, your urine formation attained. Okay, of course you know that in the internal anatomy we saw cortex region and medulla region. Some of the parts of this particular nephron is present in the cortex region and some of the thing is present in the medulla region. That is in the anterior portion. Just if you draw and make a line like this, the anterior portion, all the things is present in the urinal cortex region. Then the posterior parts of this nephron is present in the medulla region of the kidney. So here there are over 1 to 1.5 millions of nephron present in each kidney. We have a pair of kidney. So 1 to 1.5 millions of nephron present in each kidney. So totally 3 millions of nephron is present in an adult. Okay, so please remember. So in that, anterior portions all are present in the cortex region. Then the posterior portion, that is below the line, all the parts are present in the medulla region. So what does happen in a single nephron? That is the thing we are going to discuss. So first of all, I'm just saying the parts of the nephron and then I've just explained what is the each and every parts will do. Okay. So here, in the first thing, the first cup-like structure that is called as the Bowman's capsule. Please remember. That is called as the Bowman's capsule that is present in the cortex region of the kidney. That is renal cortex region. So in the Bowman's capsule, there are so many clustering of entry of the and exit of the blood vessels are there, that are called the afferent arteriole and the efferent arteriole. Please remember, arterioles are nothing but the blood vessels. So the entry blood vessels are called as the afferent arteriole. The exiting blood vessels are called the efferent arteriole. Please remember. So here, the diameter variation is also there. The afferent arteriole having the bigger in diameter, that is somewhat larger in diameter when compared to the efferent arteriole, because of the hydrostatic pressure will create in the Bowman's capsule. Okay, so in the Bowman's capsule, at the inner layer of the Bowman's capsule, this is the thing. There are so many pores are present. So many pores are present. That pores are called as the renal caesures. Please remember, renal caesures. Through that pores only, the liquid that is carried out from the afferent arteriole will enter into the next parts. Okay, then this particular layer is called as the Malpighian tubules. Please remember, Malpighian tubules. So this Malpighian tubule will absorb all the things from this cup-like structure. Okay, so Bowman's capsule includes Malpighian tubules, afferent and efferent arteriole, and this clustering of blood vessels. The entry of this particular afferent arteriole and the exit of this particular efferent arteriole, the meeting junction of this particular Bowman's capsule consists of so many clustering of blood vessels, that is mixing of so many blood vessels, that are cumulatively called as a glomerular. Please remember, glomerular. So the whole cup-like structure is considered as the Bowman's capsule. In that, what are the parts? Afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, clustering of blood vessels, that is glomerular, and then Malpighian tubule, and in the renal caesures. The next part of the nephron is called as the proximal convoluted tubule. Please remember, this particular shape, it does not have any shape because this is full of flexible. The cluster of nephron is present because 1 to 1.5 millions of nephron is present in the cortex and medulla region, right? So they are not having any special shape or like this. Okay, because of the elasticity nature, it is look like the freehand sketching like this. So this portion is nothing but the proximal convoluted tubule, and then The proximal convoluted tubule extending into the straight loop this is called as the loop. This straight loop is called as the loop of Henle. Please remember, loop of Henle. This loop of Henle is looking straight in nature. That is, it is moving down and joined, and it is moving up. This is called as the descending Henle loop. This is called as the ascending Henle loop. The portion that is moved downward, that is called as the descending Henle loop, and the portion that is moving upward towards the next part, that is called as the ascending Henle loop. Please remember, this is the next part. And then after the that is ascending Henle loop, there is a portion called the distal convoluted tubule, DCT. Okay, then that DCT will ends with the so many duct-like structure that is called as the collecting duct. Please remember, this is the parts of the nephron. So there are so many parts included in the Bowman's capsule itself. Apart from that, there are simple parts. Okay, please remember, keep on. Proximal convoluted tubule, Henle lobe, that is ascending Henle lobe, and the descending Henle lobe, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. So here, the portion of Henle lobe is present in the medulla region. The portion of collecting duct is present in the medulla region. All the other thing, the 90% of the thing is present in the cortex region. So this collecting duct, we already saw that the renal pelvis region. So 1.5 millions of nephron, they were drain their urine, they drain their wastages into the pelvic region through this collecting duct. This is the parts of the nephron. Then, according to these parts of the nephron, the urine formation attained. The urine formation is a major function of this particular nephron. The urine formation attained 3 different steps: filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. That is the very important thing. Okay, so that filtration, reabsorption, and secretion, yes, full and full combined together, it's called as the urine formation. All the things happen in the each and every nephron of the kidney. Remember all the parts of the nephron. Okay, so once we study the parts of the nephron, then it is very comfortable for studying about the urine formation. Okay, I am not going to give any rush towards all the topics. You need to keep on remembering. You just move slowly and memorize everything. That is very comfortable. Okay, then in the next class, you are going to see about urine formation using the nephron, how the particular 3 steps will time. Okay, thank you.